So how did you get the knowledge, and how did you come in contact with Saheem?
How did I come in contact with the knowledge? Was my man backyard playing basketball on Columbus Day. Probably 83 or 84. I want to say 84, probably 84. And we was playing ball in my man's backyard. And the game was over. Get ready to play the next game. My man Kurt Forson asked me, did I beat God? And I was like, what are you talking about? I didn't even understand what he was even talking about. What you mean beat God? What are you talking about? You beat God. I'm still like, what are you talking about? Then he was like, just started explaining like, he beat God. I'm like, what do you mean he beat God? I don't understand what you're talking about. What you mean beat God? God what? What you mean God? God like what? God? Yeah, the black man is God. Yeah, like same way you say like what? So just it wasn't no big thing, but just that was, if anything, that was the spark. But then you started seeing every time I would come back and forth to Trenton after that, my 9th grade year, somebody had a new name. Whatever I knew you as before, you was something else now. You was born, you was wise, you was knowledge, you was understanding, you was master, you was something, you was freedom, you was something other than what I knew you as. But that was really a spark. And now the brother who gave me the lessons, he got the knowledge like the last Friday in May of '85. I remember, while it was Friday night, and the high school we was going to at the time, they had this track and field event that they had for basically for intramurals, for lack of a better term, called Metric Day. So basically all track and field events for the day. Now my God, Knowledge God, what would end up being his name later on in the afternoon, he didn't go. They cut school and didn't go to Metric Day. I ain't see him till later on over my man Ruben's house, and he was talking about, when I got there, he was there already at Ruben's house. And Ruben was all like, he talking about he God. I said, huh? Yeah, he talking about he God. So I said, yeah, don't.
This is after the basketball court.
After the Metric. Oh yeah, this is a year and change later. I ain't gonna say a year and change, but this is the next year. This is '85 now. This is spring '80, right before the summer '85, right before school ends. And when I get to Ruben's house, like I said, we had school. The second half, we only had a half a day that Friday. First was school, and the rest of the half day was Metric Day. KG and them left school after school. They ain't stay for Metric Day and participate or watch. They bounced. I saw KG after school, and I ended up going home, and I went by my man Ruben's house. That's where we all used to hang out at, Ruben's house and shit. When I got there, KG was already there. So he was already telling them, the black man's guy, he was already going through it with them. So when I got there, everybody was there, was like, yo, he always saying he God, man, boom, boom, boom. He was like, yeah, don't call me Binky no more. I said, what you mean, don't call you Binky? Nah, my name now is God, I'll be God. And they was like, he said, he talking about, I said, I know what he talking about. You be God. I said, yeah. And then being that I knew about the knowledge, I'm attempting to explain to all our other people what he's talking about. Even though I don't really know what the fuck I'm talking about, but I do know, no, he's saying he God. I know what he's talking about. I know that. Ain't no God in the sky, boom, 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 boom. He would give me the lessons when school started back up in September.
If Mecca did this.